Hi, now I'm going to talk about Bandar Gamuda Cove and why this is actually a great place for you to live in and also to invest in. Now before I start, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what I'm going to cover so that you can know what to expect when you go through this video. Okay, so first I'm going to talk a bit about the features of Gamuda Cove and as I said, why it's actually a great township and it should be a place that you should consider if you are actually thinking about investing in a new property at this point of time. Now, the next part I'm going to talk about is actually on the location, okay? And then I will cover also the master plan and why it's actually a great place, in terms of the planning that goes into it and what are the various areas that you can expect within Bandar Gamuda Cove. And then I'm going to talk a bit about the current launches that they have and those great properties that you should really look into if you actually want to buy a property. Okay, now let me start. If you look at the picture that's in front of us right now, okay, you can actually see that Bandar Gamuda Cove is actually right beside the Elite Highway. Now, where is the Elite Highway of this township? Now, if you're traveling towards the KL International Airport, you will actually see this township if you're coming from Puchong, Subang or Kuala Lumpur. Is actually on the right side. Okay, there's actually massive hoarding and you will not be able to miss the amount of advertisements that they have placed out there. So there is also a dedicated Bandar Gamuda Cove interchange from the Elite Highway on both sides. Okay, so whether you are actually coming from KLIA or if you're going towards KLIA, you will still be able to see this particular interchange. Okay, now this interchange has been open since late 2019 and is actually open to public, so you can actually drive in to go to the sales gallery or what they call as the Bandar Gamuda Cove Experience Gallery. Now this is where you'll be able to see all the show houses, the great places that they have actually built to give you an idea of what your future home will look like. So if you see, in terms of the location of Gamuda Cove, is actually beside the Paya Indah wetlands and also the Kuala Langat Forest Reserve. So it's a great place to be near nature and it also offers you a great lifestyle. Okay, and in terms of location, it's actually very near to Putrajaya and Cyberjaya as well as KLIA and also the vicinity of Subang Jaya and Puchong. Okay, now that I've covered the basics of within what Gamuda Cove is all about and also a little bit information about this artist's impression of Gamuda Cove, now let's move on to the next part where I'm going to talk about the features of Bandar Gamuda Cove. So if you look at Gamuda Cove, actually is a 1,500 acre township and it's actually quite massive if you look at it, and that's why it's segregated into the residential zones as well as the central business district, which is where all the commercial is, and even within the commercial areas they have the research and development, the education institutions, and the commercial zones as well as theme park, wellness and entertainment areas. Okay, so it's all properly segregated and have been zoned specifically for different usage. Now that's the nice part about township is that because it's planned, so it's not haphazard and you won't actually have like out of blue suddenly there's a new condo coming out on the left side or on the right side of your house. Now you can actually see everything that's been planned. So when you purchase a property within Bandar Gamuda Cove, you are purchasing into certainty knowing that these are the areas that has been planned. It might not be immediately available like next year or maybe when your property is ready, but you know for sure that these areas has been zoned specifically for such. Okay, now it's also neighboring the Paya Indah wetlands and the large forest reserves, which is the Kuala Langat Forest Reserve. So it's actually nestled in between natural surroundings and you can actually have great lifestyle opportunities around the area as well as also the opportunity to study and work at the same time. Okay, and like I mentioned, there's a dedicated Bandar Gamuda Cove interchange which connects you to Elite Highway. So if you're working in Cyberjaya, Putrajaya, Subang, Puchong, even Greater Kuala Lumpur, access is actually not an issue at all. Okay, now let's go to the next part where I'm going to cover the location of Gamuda Cove itself. So if you look at the location, okay, of Bandar Gamuda Cove, is actually very unique because it's within Kuala Langat, but it's still very accessible to the Greater Kuala Lumpur because of the Elite Highway. And the Elite Highway also connects to various other highways like Kesas, SKVE, and LDP, and so on, and North-South Highway. So if you look at location-wise, this is a great place to be in because this is where the town is actually growing into, and it's very near to Cyberjaya and Putrajaya, as well as KLIA. So if you're working around the vicinity of this area, then this township is actually perfect for you because you actually get a lot more space, a lot more lifestyle features compared to if you're going into a more mature township, which gives you little space for all these additional things that Bandar Gamuda Cove has to offer. Now the next part I'm going to talk about is the master plan. Now let's have a quick look at the master plan. So if you can see on the bottom right, bottom side of it is actually the wetlands, okay, and on the top part is actually the Kuala Langat Forest Reserve. So it's actually nestled in between, and we have a residential area on the southern part of it as well as on the northern part. Now the first phase launch is actually on the northern part. It's what we call as the Palma Sands. Okay, Palma Sands actually is also neighboring the Central Park, where the pond, where the lake is, not the pond, sorry, where the lake is. And there are actually four different designs that you can choose from within Palma Sands. Okay, now Palma Sands is actually the first phase of terrace homes, and there will be future phases that's going to be up and coming. And if you are interested to know more about these future phases, drop us a inquiry and we will link you to the right person who can give you those information. Now on the northern hemisphere is also the Maya Bay residence. That's actually the first service apartment within Bandar Gamuda Cove that has been launched, and is actually very close to the wellness district as well as the education district. Okay, and if you look at on the bottom part, which is more on the southern hemisphere of the Gamuda Cove, is where the waterfront estates are. Now waterfront estates are where the semi-D and bungalow houses are, and these are actually flanked by waterway. So these are exclusive homes, limited units, and if you're very interested in having a larger home, or looking at upgrading your current residential home, this is actually the place to look for. Well, because it's within the township itself, but it's an exclusive area, so within the southern hemisphere. If you look at the master plan also, there's this red dotted lines in between. Okay, that's actually the proposed tramway and the tram station. Okay, so this is actually very unique to Gamuda Cove because we have not seen any township in Klang Valley that actually has got this special feature. Now the tram actually serves as a public transportation and a way for you to commute within Bandar Gamuda Cove. Okay, so it's a unique attraction. At the same time, it also serves a purpose to transport people from one location to the other. Okay, so if you're going to live in Gamuda Cove and you work also within Gamuda Cove, you can leave your car behind because you can actually take the tram. Now that's a very interesting feature. So next, let's talk about the current launches in Gamuda Cove. So currently, there are actually three properties that are actually already launched in Gamuda Cove. The first one is Palma Sands Terrace Homes, as I mentioned earlier on. That's actually right beside the Central Park and so also the lake. And then the Maya Residence, which is actually on the northern hemisphere of Gamuda Cove. And the last one is the exclusive waterfront estates. Okay, this is where the semi-Ds and the bungalow flanked by waterway. Now I'm going to go through the Palma Sands Terrace Homes. There are actually four different designs, and I'm going to go through the first one first. Okay, now the first one is Areca Terrace House. Now Areca is actually is with a land size of 20 by 70 for an intermediate unit, and of course if you're going for the corner and the end lots, they are actually slightly larger in terms of the width. Okay, so the build-up starts from 1,824 square feet with 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. If you are actually looking for a starter home, or this is actually the first home that you're going to purchase, this is a good start, okay, because in terms of size, it's actually still sizable, pretty sizable, slightly below 2,000 square feet, but still sizable, and it has got 4 bedrooms and 3 baths. For more details about Areca, please refer to my other video where I talk a little bit more about the layout and why it is actually a great place for you to start with. Now before that, let's go to the next one, which is actually Breeza. Now Breeza is actually has a larger land size of 22 feet by 75 feet. Same, actually it goes also for this are actually just intermediate lot land size, okay, larger sizes for the corner units, but the build up is actually larger than the Areca at 2,214 square feet. Okay, and it offers you 4 bedrooms and 4 baths, which means that every bedroom is ensuite with a bathroom. Now, units which are above 2,000 square feet in terms of size for double-story terrace houses are actually considered pretty sizable, because there are a lot of houses out there, if you notice carefully, are actually sized below 2,000 square feet. Okay, so Breeza is actually very sizable, and if you're looking for a large spacious home, maybe an upgrade from what you currently have, this is actually a great choice. Now the next one I'm going to talk about is actually a slightly premium version from Breeza. Now the reason is because in terms of land size it looks the same, but in terms of location it is actually the nearest to the Central Park, and the behind of the house is actually a landscape garden. Okay, so this is actually the Costa Terrace house, and these are actually premium units. So in terms of land size, like I mentioned, the intermediate unit starts from 22 by 75, larger units for the corner units, and the build-up is almost the same with Breeza at 2,271 square feet with 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. And these houses are a little bit different because of the location. Okay, it's very close to the Central Park as well as the lake, and the unit also comes with balcony on the top floor, in the front as well as behind. And if you want to know more and see the layout of Costa, do check out my other video where I'm going to talk about just Costa exclusively and why it is actually a great deal if you are actually going to consider buying a home in a great location with great views. The last design, and this is actually the largest unit within Palma sense, okay, is actually Delta. Now Delta is actually a Superlink terrace because it has got 28 feet in width. So this is actually really sizable. Now your regular house, remember I mentioned Areca, which is 20 feet. Okay, so this is an additional 8 feet in terms of width. So you can have space for your cars as well as maybe other stuff that you want to put on your car porch, or maybe you just want to enjoy having a huge car porch. And I can tell you that having a 28 feet width house is really impressive. It's massive. Okay, the length is 65 feet. Okay, and the build-up itself starts from 2,620 square feet. It offers 4 large bedrooms and 4 baths. Okay, so every room is ensuite with a bath. Now there are actually show units for all these 4. Okay, and I'm very sure you'll be impressed when you see all the 4 show units. Okay, but more so if you're interested in large spacious home, or if you're thinking about upgrading your current terrace house, you know, and you want to actually enjoy a great lifestyle, Delta is actually the unit that you should really zoom into and look on. Now also remember, there are very limited Delta units available because of the way the planning is in such that actually Delta only has got a couple of units. And if you are one of the lucky ones that actually owns Delta, great for you. Now if terrace houses are not to your liking and you want to look at high-rise instead, then the next one is what you should look at, which is the Maya Bay Residence. Now, Maya Bay Residence is a first service apartment in Bandar Gamuda Cove, and it has got sizes which are 688 to 968 square feet. Now, these sizes, it may seem small to you, but actually these are what we call as urban size apartments. So the focus is more on for you to actually live and enjoy the lifestyle and not for you to spend time cleaning the house. So that's why, you know, these sizes are great for people who are bachelors, or maybe you have a young family, or you're just starting off, or maybe you're looking at investing for a longer term. So these sizes actually also still have between 2 to 3 bedrooms that you can consider, and then there's actually units with have dual key as well. So there's various configuration that you can look into, and look at my other videos where I'm going to talk a little bit more about Maya Bay Residence and also the specifics about the layout and why you should look at those layout, you know, and also what kind of layout you should consider depending on your lifestyle. Okay, so that's all I have for Bandar Gamuda Cove in this video right now. If you need more information, please feel free to go to our website at www.malaysiapropertyreviews.com.